I've decided to go live. So this is going to be a pick a card reading on the rest of 2023. And I'm going to do 3 or 4 groups. I think I'll do 4 groups. Okay, group 1. So this is group 1 that I'm shuffling for right now. We're gonna have 4 groups for the rest of 2023. Pick a card reading. I'm doing it on this live. Okay, I think that's okay. So this is group 1 here. Group 1. Okay, what other? Group 1, the rest of 2023. Group 1, the rest of 2023. I have not been doing a lot of readings on YouTube lately because I'm too busy with other things. If you want to see more pick-up cards by me, my Patreon is in the description box. I put up videos there every month. I do extra bits there as well. Group 1, 2023, the rest of 2023, group 1. Okay. And then one more for group 1. Okay, so that's group 1 here. Now I'm going to shuffle group 2. Group 2, the rest of 2023. Almost said the rest of 2021 for group 2. I wonder if that was an important year for whoever picks this group. 2 cards. Do you want to take both of them? Okay, I'll take both of them. Group 2, the rest of 2023 for group 2. I'm not going to take both of these. I'm just going to take one of these. Okay, so I have I'm going to take group 2, the rest of 2023, group 2. Group 2, the rest of 2023. Group 2, the rest of 2023. Okay. I think I'm actually going to only do 3 groups. Okay, so just 3 groups. The rest of 2023, group 3. The rest of 2023, group 3. So this is group 3 that I'm shuffling for right now. For the rest of 2023. Okay. The rest of 2023 for group 3. Okay. I'm going to take this one. Okay. Group 3. I'm going to save this video, by the way, on my channel, so it'll be available for viewing after as well. Group 3, the rest of 2023, group 3. Okay. Okay. So that's all the groups. Group 1, group 2, and group 3. So I hope they can be seen. Maybe I'll just do this. So I'm being a little bit more quiet because it's late and I've decided to go on the live. But hopefully it's fine. So group 1, group 2, group 1, group 2, group 3. So let's get started. So I'm going to get started with group number 1. The rest of 2023 for group 1. Okay, let's see. Okay, actually, I should say the cards. So you can be your own knight for group 1. Princess, you can be your own knight. Scorpio, I transform. Athlete. Otter spirit. Transition. Oh, interesting, with Scorpio, you've got transition as well. And headspace, you are overflowing with creativity, creative energy, new ideas, productivity. I'm seeing that your group 1, I'm noticing there's 1 on this card and there's 11 on this one. So there's a lot of 1s that I'm picking up on. But I feel like the rest of 2023 is really going to be about you. Primarily. Your own energy, your own... I'm hearing stamina as well. Your own... There's a very independent energy here for the rest of 2023. I think you're going to be focused on your independence, but it's interesting because I've also got the otter spirit here. You are never alone, which makes me feel like even though you're going to be massively independent for the rest of 2023, you're not going to feel alone. You're not going to feel lonely. You're not going to feel like you don't have anyone. But there's a really big focus on your independence and transforming through that independence, transcending something. Transforming and transcending through independence. Transforming and transcending through your independence. Some of you could be in your first house perfection year, and if you know what that is in astrology, for group 1. It's almost like, I think for the rest of 2023, you're going to feel the most independent that you've ever felt in your entire life. But it's not hyper independence where you're debilitating yourself. You're not asking for help or you're not asking for support. It's not that kind of independence. It's very healthy sort of independence that I'm picking up on you, or picking up on with you. I'm kind of getting that you're going to surprise yourself in ways in which you are so autonomous, is what I'm hearing. You're going to surprise yourself with your autonomy. How self-sufficient you are. How much you can rely on yourself. And that is in turn going to transform you. There's something that I'm getting is kind of like where it's almost like you're discovering a new muscle within you. That's what it feels like. It's like you're discovering a new muscle within you. Like, it's like, I didn't even know I had this muscle. But now that I'm flexing it, there's a muscle here. Like, I'm getting that kind of energy. And it's because you started flexing this muscle. For some of you, maybe you're literally physically transforming yourself and you're independently taking on this like physical transformation, but it doesn't have to be that way. It could be purely metaphorical. In fact, for most of you with group one, I think it is going to be metaphorical. You're developing a muscle that you didn't even know was there, but it is. And it's very exciting. Maybe your independence muscle, but there's just something quite specific. I think it's going to be specific for all of you what that muscle represents exactly. But you're not going to recognize yourself. I almost feel like first half of 2023 you and second half of 2023 you are like two different people. It's almost like you're two different people this year. So whatever person you've been up until like around this point, obviously you're still going to be the same person, but I'm kind of seeing like a clear line between who you were in the first half and who you are in the second half. And something in the second half has to do with this muscle. This muscle that you're working out. For some of you, maybe you're going to go through like a physical transformation, but I don't want to pigeonhole it into that. I'm going to use some tarot now. I mean, what I'm kind of thinking with the headspace, you are overflowing with creativity, creative energy, new ideas, and productivity. Productivity is standing out, but for some of you, it's like a creative muscle. You know how people will say like, oh, I don't know how to draw. And the thing is, like, I really don't believe that. I believe everyone can draw. I believe everyone can sing. I believe like everyone can do everything. It's just that we need to learn. But learning can be difficult. And we could have a lot of blockages around learning. So there might be something that you just never knew you would even be able to do. It's kind of like, let's take the example of drawing, for example, and you were always kind of maybe didn't even think about drawing. Maybe it wasn't even like something that occupied a space in your mind or in your brain. But all of a sudden you join a class, you start drawing, and through this work that you're putting into drawing, you realize that you are an artist. Something that you would have never believed even a year ago. I'm kind of getting some of you might even begin a new career as a result of this muscle developing. And it might, like, I'm kind of getting quite a shocking energy, like, not shocking, like, oh my God, like crazy. It's more like, wow, I surprised myself, I've shocked myself. I didn't know I could do this on my own like that. And it's not that you begin doing it on your own. I think maybe you're going to get some help. Someone's going to teach you how to like work out this muscle. Like I have no muscles, but how to work out this specific muscle. Someone's going to show you, but I think you're going to pick it up independently quite quickly. There's something about, even if this is, you might teach yourself something. I think for some of you, there's going to be a teacher, but this has very strong self-thought energy. That in the future, when people ask you, how did you do that? You're going to be like, oh, I just taught myself. And you're going to say it so casually, but it's like very impressive. There's something very impressive about this. Maybe you're beginning to teach yourself something currently. Maybe that's going to resonate. You're beginning to teach yourself something currently. And so you're like, yes, that is a thing that I'm teaching myself. For some of you, it could be something to do with psychology. Because Scorpio is a deeply psychological sign, and I'm getting headspace here. It could be something to like you're going to teach yourself like some, I don't know, maybe you're going to pick up some psychology books or something like that, and you're just going to teach yourself like theories and I don't know what. But there is definitely, now that I'm looking at these cards, there's definitely an element of being self-taught. Especially if you've been thinking of teaching yourself something, picking something up and being like, I'm going to learn this on my own. There's a very powerful energy around that here. Very powerful. To the point where it's like, you won't be able to recognize yourself. Based on this self-teaching. Queen of Swords. That makes me think of self-teaching for sure. Queen of Swords, and we've got this princess here. Look at them. They're besties. Like, Queen of Swords energy is very strong here. You're sharpening, I think for the rest of 2023, like, I did get that maybe for some of you it could be a physical transformation, but this is more about your intellect than anything. Even if this is something you're teaching yourself from a physical perspective, like you're teaching yourself how to like play a certain sport, or you're teaching yourself how to do a certain exercise, like even if it's things like yoga or anything, there's an intellectual aspect to it that's very, very important. You're sharpening your intellect at the end of it's almost like you're going to feel like 10 times smarter at the end of 2023 is what I'm feeling. The rest of 2023 is like about sharpening your focus, your intellect, developing some sort of muscle, which could mean like developing a skill or developing something, like learning something quite sharply. There's a sharpness to you. I think what this might be another thing that you might be surprised by, is that you are able to focus for the rest of 2023. You're able to keep focus on things. Maybe you've struggled with focus in the past, because Scorpio's focus, because Scorpio like makes me think of like a very focused energy. Because in order to go through transformation, you have to like focus. Because I think when I think of Scorpio, I think about like focus on the pain, focus on the emotion. Because I always say with water signs, Cancer is identify the emotion, Scorpio's focus on the emotion, and Pisces is explore the emotion. Identify, focus, explore. And yours is focus. But there's emotional focus and mental focus. Maybe even physical focus. But focus is a good word. There's something about, like, maybe you're studying something quite consistently for the rest of 2023. Like, maybe you're really setting a goal for yourself. You're saying, like, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn this and I'm going to know this. And you're putting so much focus on it. I think you're also, like, you're focusing on something here, like a skill or, like, working on this muscle, right? You're focusing on this energy, and you're quite like there's something quite intense about you for the rest of 2023, but like in a really good focused sort of a way. But it's not that you're just focused on it mentally. You're not just looking at this from like intellectual focus point of view. You're also emotionally invested in whatever this is. Like, you care about this is basically what I'm getting. And there's a combination of mental, intellectual focus and investment, the genuine investment. That's the word that I was looking, like genuine investment, where you're like, I am genuinely invested in this. This can also be a message from your guides to say that thing that you've been kind of like working on, continue to focus on it. It's going to pay off. So like if there's something that you've started recently, or you started at the start of the year, and maybe you're like, oh my God, I haven't made any progress, I haven't done that well, yada, yada, yada. Your guides are like, continue focusing. By the end of the year, you will see a massive transformation in this skill, in this, like, whatever, this muscle you didn't even know you had. It's there. Maybe that is the thing. Like, you're almost two different people. Like I was saying at the beginning of this message, it's like you're almost two different people in the first half of the year and the second half of the year, especially when it comes to this muscle that you're working out. It's the first half of the year was only about kind of like maybe identify, what makes me think of Cancer energies, like maybe about identifying this muscle and being like, oh, I guess it is there, poking it, being like, oh, that skill is there, oh, that's inside of me. That's interesting. And then second half of the year is like focus. Now we intensely focus on it and we really work it out. And maybe you get to explore at the first in the first half of next year. But really this half of the year, the second half of 2023 for you, group number 1, is about focus on like one thing. So I feel like if there's something that you've said to yourself, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to take classes in this, I'm going to transform this part of my life, I'm going to really, I think especially if it's a skill, if it's something that you want to learn from an intellectual point of view that you really care about, like I said, it could be psychology with all the Scorpio energy here. Whatever it is, this second half of the year, it's time to focus on it and really zone in. I'm getting a lot of intensity for you, group number 1. Ace of Swords. Literally like mental clarity and focus. I think you're also gaining more clarity on how to focus more. It's almost like the more you focus, the more you realize, oh, there's a better way to focus. I also think your relationship with the concept of focusing is something that's quite important in the second half of the year. It's like you're redefining your relationship with focus. You're redefining your relationship with like what? Okay, focus. What does it mean to focus? It means to pay attention, to apply a certain level of pressure, right? Like there's a certain, if you are focusing on something, if I'm focusing on threading a needle, I need to observe, I need to really pay attention to it, right? I really need to, there's steadiness. So there's a level of steadiness and persistence with focus. Concentration, observation, steadiness, and persistence. Those are kind of like the keywords that I'm getting for the rest of the year for you. Observation, steadiness, persistence. There was another one. I'm already forgetting words that I've already just mentioned. Anyway, this video will be up at a later time as well. It's not just this live. You can rewatch this as well and see what words I said. I think you're getting rid of distractions in the second half of the year. I think you're getting rid of distractions. And yet, I'm not getting that a lot of time is going to be spent alone. I think another element of the rest of this year for you is that you are learning that you can have fun with friends, go out with people, maybe even date. I don't know, or like be there for your partner, be there for your family, and still maintain a focus. You're learning how to do that. You're learning how to have a balance of those things. Yes, your focus is maybe on one thing, but it doesn't mean that you have to neglect other things in your life, and you're realizing that for yourself, or at least there's like a new level of understanding and integration of that. And understanding how to do that, how to focus on something very intensely and be very passionate about something, and yet not neglect other things around you. And yet not neglect other things that are also important and will have their time to be a focus for you at a certain date, at a certain time. It's just that they're not the focus right now, but you can still maintain them while this remains your focus. I'm getting a very specific message for somebody here. I think for some of you, the focus is going to be one of your kids and like helping one of your kids through something. But there's a worry of like, how do you maintain the rest of your kids and make sure the rest of your kids feel loved and cared for and considered, while you focus on this one kid because they need your focus. So I know it's a very specific message. It's not going to be for everyone, but that is just something that came through really quickly. How do you nurture the rest of the peripheral energies that are swirling around you while you're focusing on the one? You're going to get really good at that by the end of this year. I'm getting that. Five of Pentacles. I keep hearing I'm not afraid to lose money over this. I'm not afraid to lose money over this. I'm not afraid to lose money over this. It might even be something you decide to like take out a loan for, or you decide to put money towards, even though in the past you would have not done it. It's like, I'm gonna pay for the lessons. I'm gonna pay for the books. I'm gonna pay for this. Like, I'm actually gonna throw money at this thing because I'm focusing on it so much. I'm gonna put money towards it. I'm not afraid of losing money because I will gain so much more. This feels very important with this group. Like, whatever this is, it feels very important. Something you're focusing on to the point of just like mission, almost to the point, this is my mission right now. It's not like, it doesn't have to be your mission forever for the rest of your life, but there's this energy with group one that you're focusing on something that is, there's the like, I don't know, the word fanatism, like fanatism is coming through. Like, you're almost fanatic. Why does that sound wrong? Fanatic. You're almost fanatic about whatever this is you're focusing on. You're so concentrated on something here for the rest of the year. Because maybe you're recognizing, I'm getting something that, like, you're putting money into this, maybe even like resources into this. And you're like, yeah, but it's like making me sharper. Even if you're not making money back from it, like if you're not gaining material, physical, practical resources from it, if you're not gaining cash from it, you're like, I am so mentally sharp because of this thing. I'm learning so much because of this thing. I'm transforming mentally. Okay, Galaxy Brain. Oh my God, I was seeing the Hermit card because I was thinking, I was like, it's like to the point of fanatism, because it's like the Hermit, he climbs a mountain, he goes to the top of the mountain on his own. He's the first one to go there. This might be something that you feel you need to do completely on your own. Again, it's like that level of independence that we were talking about. We began the reading by talking about how you're going to feel most independent you probably ever felt in your entire life. You're on a mission. I just like, that's kind of like the simplest way that I can put it, group one. You're on a mission for the rest of the year to learn this thing. Some of you maybe are finishing college, or you're finishing school in some sort, like, or finishing a module, finishing a course. But that's like, I don't want to pigeonhole that again. Like, for some of you, it's going to be, I think it's going to be specific for everyone, but there's this feeling of just, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to be so focused. And it's not even that you're going to be, you already are. And there's another thing that people might try to help you with this specific thing. And you're like, you're not denying the help, but the feeling that I'm getting with you is like, let me see if I can do it myself first. Sure, I would love to take you up on that offer of help, but only if I can't figure it out on my own first. Let me try and figure it out on my own first. I'm getting that kind of energy. Oh, I feel like some of you are really going to get into like a better flow when it comes to your life purpose. in the second half of this year. Like you're really like, I'm getting such I don't know, like it's just so, I'm also getting the feeling of tightness, but it's like a good, you know, like when some you get squeezed, it's nice. Well, I like squeezing my wrists and my arms and stuff. So like there's like, or being tucked in, there's a tightness. But that also makes me think like when you work out, you become tighter, right? When you work out your muscles, they, or like when you work out, there's like the pain from working out your muscles. There's like a tightness to it, right? The rest of 2023 for group 1. Let's finish up this reading because it's been going on for like half an hour now. Oh, a bit less. Pressure makes diamonds. Yes. Hi, Newt. How are ya? And hello, Paul. Oh my God. Hello. How are you guys? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the live. It was a very spontaneous one. So this is group 1. We have 3 groups, but this is group 1 for now. Very independent group. Very strong group. Very strong. Okay. Ace of Wands. I swear, this has an energy of like someone who's inspired to go and like focus all their energy on something, throw all their money at something, and they're like, I don't even care if this doesn't pay off financially for me. I don't even care because I know, you know what way it's gonna pay off for me. It's gonna pay off for me mentally, energetically, and I will feel like I actually went for something that I wanted to go for once in my life, is what I heard. It's like, for once in my life, I really, really went for something. Like there's, honestly, the word madman is coming through, like madman energy, but like you're not. It's just like some people might even kind of look at you, it's like you're like mad with this skill or this project, but I think it's just going to take over you in a sense. This is almost like a spiritual transcending sort of an experience that you're going to have with this thing, whatever you're deciding to focus on. There's so much passion for it. Like I'm really getting, I'm getting this feeling of just like, if you're single, for example, you're not gonna want, like, maybe you will date. I don't know. Like I'm kind of getting like, you're not gonna want to date. You're not gonna want to do, like, you're not gonna want to go out with your friends. And it's not to the point where you're like not gonna see anyone, although maybe a possibility for some of you here. But there is a feeling of this is gonna take such massive priority in your life over everything else. But there is a healthy energy of being able to maintain relationships with the otter spirit here at the same time. So you're not going to neglect people in your life. But whatever you're focusing on here, skill, college, work, project, it's going to be your focus. It's like you're going to zone in on it. It's like you're going to hook on it. It might even be something you've been trying to focus on and you haven't been able to, and it's like it's finally going to stick. It's finally going to hook. Like I'm even getting, be careful with this, because there might even be elements where you forget to eat. You forget to kind of, this has this severe focus, like very strong energy. Like the Scorpio card is really standing out to me with this. Fierce focus. Fierce focus. Hashtag fierce focus for you, group number 1. Fierce level of focus on something. Judgment. Oh my God. This is ruled by Pluto and Tarot. There's such scorpionic, and meticulous, like focused. We've got Virgo energy with the Hermit card here. There's something, you're not going to be distracted. Like, I don't care how you identify or you define yourself. If you identify as someone who's like really distracted and is always in like 20 places at once, this doesn't feel like, this is not the case for you for the rest of the year. And I think you might even shock yourself. Or maybe you are someone who's very focused. But I think if you're naturally or usually not a very focused person, you're going to shock yourself at the level of focus that you are going to put on whatever this is. For some of you, it could even be just your mental health. For some of you, it could be that you're just going to be like, because psychology kept coming through at the start of this reading. It could just be mental health where you go, I'm focusing on my mental health. I'm going to make my mental health my bitch. But it's something, it's like one thing and you're focused and you're just, it's like, I'm going to figure this out. Like, I'm really getting this energy. I'm just like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to find creative ways of figuring this out. I'm going to keep my focus. And it's not even about like, I'm keeping my focus. You're going to have help. You're going to have people supporting you. You're going to be able to do other things outside of this thing, but it will be the priority. The number one priority is going to be this for the rest of 2023. I think for an awful lot of you, it's going to be a project or a skill. And I think for some of you, it's like something to do with finishing up school or like getting that degree, finally like getting something over the line. You're just, the tightness is very strong. It's like you're flexing. And I think that because flexing is coming through now, I feel like maybe it's something that you'll be able to like flex about in the future. It's like you can flex about how you got this done. You're going to be very proud of yourself for like really zoning in on this. There's a sense of pride that I feel, even though these tarot cards don't usually talk to me of pride, I do feel a sense of pride. It's like, I'm so glad I went on this journey with focus. And again, I just want to repeat again, I think your relationship with the concept of focus is going to transform. You're going to like, it's almost like you're going to understand and embody focus in a way that you've like, it's like you knew what focus as a concept was, but you're actually going to embody focus as a human being. You're going to become focus itself. Focus almost doesn't sound real when I say it. I keep hearing, I never knew I could be this focused on something. Like in this way. It might even be like the first project that you truly finish, or the first skill that you truly feel that you kind of master, or, you know, get to a point of mastery. There's that kind of feeling. There's an energy of like getting over the line with something. That's group 1. Intense, group 1. Thank you. That was group 1. Very intense bunch. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, group 1. We're gonna move on to group 2. Oh man, I didn't even bring myself any water. That's okay. Right, so I'm just gonna put these away while I'm at it. I'm doing all right. Drew a couple of cards this morning for myself. Got the Emperor in reverse and the 6 of Swords as a clarifier. Get you, I should go. I was just thinking I need to go get some water. I'm gonna go get some water. Emperor in reverse, 6 of Swords as a clarifier. Well, that makes me feel like move on from a situation that you're trying to control really, really hard. Kind of I also think of the Six of Swords as like cut your losses and move on, because Six of Swords comes after the Five of Pentacles, which is defeat. It's like you gotta cut your losses and move on and not try to control the outcome so much. Wait, I feel like my camera is kind of dirty. Wait. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Right, I'm gonna go get some water and then I'm gonna be back with group 2. I hope you're waiting on the edge of your seats. Hi, I'm back. Okay, group 2, we're gonna get into it now. Group 1 was super intense, super duper intense. Whoever group 1 is, damn. That was, but like intense in a good way. Genuinely enjoyed it. But I do feel like I have like some tightness in my back from doing group 2. Or group 1, doing group 1. I feel like I felt the tension. Like I felt the tension. Okay. Let's get into it with group 2. Group 2. Okay. So I've pre-shuffled the cards for all the groups. So let's start. Okay, we've got gray. Endings are inevitable. Wings, you never needed those wings to fly. She's also wearing a gray skirt. There's a lot of gray, actually, right off the bat. Jupiter return. Some of you might be going through your Jupiter return right now. Happens around every 12 years. Gossip. Oh, I'm hearing nuance. Group 2, nuance. It's nuance time. Okay. Wolf. Wolves are gray. There's a lot of gray. And I'm even noticing this guy on this card has gray hair. If you can see it. There's a lot of gray. I'm getting like gray area, nuance, positivity with marigolds. And Rose Valley, go forth with a soft and open heart. Love, feminine energy, and vulnerability. Nuance. Nuance is like the most important word for you right now that I'm seeing. But like we'll see. And also I like how I laid out the cards. I don't know if you can see. Well, no, you can't, obviously. But it's like, I kind of laid them out as a fan. Almost like a fan. Like a fan. Like a fan. I have a fan. Nuance. Nuance. You have a very nuanced way of seeing your life. That's gonna help you. Sorry, these messages are starting out very slow, by the way. So I get into it once it clicks, but for now, bear with me. The nuance with which you've started seeing your life is bringing you to a very soft way of living. I think the rest of your year, 2023, it's going to be very soft. But I'm almost getting you playing around with things that you saw as negative in the past and being like, what if it was a positive thing though? What if this negative thing is actually a positive thing though? And what if this positive thing, I heard, doesn't exist? I don't know, because I'm seeing you like throwing it away. You're like, this positive thing doesn't exist, but this negative thing is a positive thing now. Why? I'm getting this like very this kind of energy with you, group 2, for the rest of the year. It's very like, okay, so I'm also seeing, do you know those old-fashioned like counter things? You know, they had them like, I don't know what they're called. It's like multiple strings and they have like little beads on them, and that's how people used to count on them, like instead of calculators or whatever. I'm seeing you doing this and like calculating things. Being like, this negative thing is now this positive thing, and this positive thing doesn't exist. I don't know why I'm getting this very mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. How interesting. I'm kind of getting like, how interesting, how fun. How fun, how fun, how fun. Oh, that's another thing that I'm getting. The nuance that I think I'm picking up on as well with you. Group number 2. The nuance that I'm picking up with you is also that some positive things, like the reason you're like, I don't need it anymore, is because some of the positive memories or positive energies, you may have started using as a crutch. And then you're looking at the things you used to see as negative, and you're like, there's actually a lot of positivity in that. And I can take this negative thing and actually like unwrap the negativity and get the lovely positivity out. And that's going to be my new positive thing. And the old positive thing that I've been using as a bit of a crutch lately, that I've been using as a crutch lately, I'm going to like put it away for now. Because maybe I should observe it. I'm going to give myself space from that. I'm getting, there's some memories. Memories. That song is coming through. But anyway, it's like, it's Memories from Cats. The musical. I'm kind of getting, did you know that Jesus Christ loves you? There's memories that you were using as a crutch. That's coming through very, very strongly. That you are becoming aware of. Maybe you weren't even aware that you were using those memories as a crutch. And it's like positive memories. So you're rewrapping. So you're like, okay, I'm kind of getting, there's a few things that you're doing for the rest of the year. Hey, Luella, how are you? Welcome. It's group 2. We have 3 groups. The rest of 2023, we've done group 1. This is group 2. Okay. So what I'm getting is you're reimagining or rewrapping past circumstances and memories that you have held, but whether positive or negative, you're reimagining them in some sort of way. It feels very it kind of feels really fun at the same time, but there's an element of, what if things, here are the facts of what happened. It's kind of like, let's say my house burned down. The fact is that my house burned down. I had nowhere to live. That's bad. But I get to move somewhere new. I was kind of getting tired of living in that place anyway. That's good. Like there's kind of like a repackaging, a rewrapping of past memories, past experiences from a new perspective. And so you're looking at certain negative experiences and you're like, how, it's not even that you're forcing yourself to repackage it as something positive. It's naturally happening. You're seeing past negative experiences as like, that was actually a very lucky thing that happened to me, or that actually has a lot of positivity in that, and this is why, this is A, B, C, D, whatever, that's why. And maybe a thing they used to look back on, a memory that you used to look back on and were like, that was such a positive memory, I love that memory, I loved doing that, I loved being this, or whatever. You're looking back on that memory and being like, maybe I'm using it a bit as a crutch lately. Maybe I'm using that memory or that, experience as an excuse, maybe even. Like, how do I rebrand that? You're rebranding your memories for the rest of 2023. You're rebranding, repackaging, reconstructing your memories and your past experiences. I am also, with this gossip card, right? This is kind of separate from the message, but I don't think it's so separate. I think you're embracing people like gossiping about you or talking about, like, I'm kind of getting, you're not going to be, if in the past you were bothered when people talked about you in any sort of negative or positive sort of way. Hello, Jared. Welcome. I hope you enjoy it. If you, and it's not like, oh my God, I don't care what people say about me with this gossip energy. It's more so you're allowing it to show you what it needs to show you. Like, if you hear of people talking about you, whether it be in positive or negative way, you're like, that's very interesting that that person said that about me. I wonder why. You're so like nuanced with everything. So nuanced with everything for the rest of the year. It's so, you're definitely not in a black and white space. You're in a very kind of like, you want to taste all the flavors, and the flavors are gray. You want to taste all the, you want to like really get into like, because I'm getting someone like grabbing a handful of sand and then just like getting, like when you really look at sand. Sand is kind of gray. When you really look at sand and you see all the, sand under a microscope. Sand under a microscope, and it's all like these intricate, beautiful little stones and pieces of glass and everything. It's like, you could look at a handful of sand and go, this is just sand. It's like if you took a clump of sand, you wouldn't go, this is bad sand or this is good sand. I don't know if this is a stupid analogy, but I'm just going with it. Bad sand, good sand. I mean, it's just sand. But what's compelling about the sand is like, what is it actually? When you look under the microscope, what is the tiny little components of sand, and where do they come from, and how did they get there? And like, that's the story. It's not bad sand or good sand, it's sand. And it can just be like, sand, or it can be sand. That's you, group 2, for the rest of 2023. I'm also getting like fascinated by the gray. Oh, another thing that they're showing me for you, group 2. Another thing that they're showing me for you, if you look at a static, on those, like on the old TVs, if you remember those like bulky TVs, if you looked at the static, and it would look gray, like static looks gray if you like look far away, but if you look closely, it's all these little colors, right? Gray is just loads and loads of colors. Kind of like how light and white is. And also black, if you close your eyes, it's dark and it's black when you first maybe interact with it, but then you start noticing all these colors. I think another element of this is that nothing is boring for the rest of the year. And it's not because insanely amazing, like mind-blowing experiences are happening to you. It's like you're able to see insanely amazing, mind-blowing experiences in the mundane. You really are finding appreciation for what's already there from a new angle, from a new perspective. The memories that are already there, how can I restructure them? How can I reform them so that they give me a new perspective on life? The experiences that I've already had, I already have under my belt, how can I experience them through a new lens, through my memories? The routine that I already have, how can I look at it from a new perspective? The habits that I've already formed, what can they be outside of what they already are? The habits that I'm already doing, I'm even getting the addictions that I already have. What if I just gave them a new meaning? Got Five of Cups. I'm really like, Five of Cups is literally, he's looking at the spilled cups and not looking at the two full cups behind him. You're like, wait a fucking second. Let me look at the two cups that are behind me. There's two perfectly good cups behind me. It's like that turning point for you. The Hierophant. You're changing the rules. You're changing the rules of your life. It's funny because like morals and values, right? They're kind of like rules that we've established or that have been put on us, right? In our lifetime. Through our parents, through the society, the faith that we grew up with. Life is full of rules that we are given, and that becomes our morals, our integrity, and our values. You're upgrading your rules. You're changing your rules. You're kind of like, I think you're in this position where you're like, wait a second, I can change my rules. The rules that I've been playing by, I don't actually have to play by them anymore. I don't have to go by them anymore. So like, what are my new rules? In fact, what I do think is that you're not actually going to change these rules for the rest of 2023. The second half of the year is not about change. It's about observing so that you can change your rules down the line. It's gray. It's gray, it's gray, it's gray. It's gray for the rest of 2023. It's gray because it's nuanced. And when it's nuanced, I'm not going to make any definitive black and white statements. I'm going to simply observe. I'm going to explore the grayness. I'm going to explore the sand before I tell myself what are the actual rules. What are my new rules? You're getting rid of the old rules first. You have to get rid of the old rules first and just kind of live without any rules, I guess. But like, okay, I guess you're going softly on yourself because maybe you're saying to yourself, okay, wait, something's forming. You're soft on yourself. You're living softly because you're saying to yourself, well, I need to get a new set of rules. So maybe I need to stop playing by my old rules and kind of live without any rules for a bit. Give myself space to experience life without too tight of a moral conduct, too tight of a sense of integrity, even like, because I'm kind of getting like in terms of integrity, right? Integrity as a concept. It's important. We have to live within our integrity, right? We have to, that it's like part of alignment. If you're in your integrity, you are closer to alignment. But you're like, I don't even know what to align myself to right now. The old rules don't resonate. The old sense of integrity that I had doesn't resonate anymore. I need a new sense of integrity. But before that forms, I kind of need to dwell in this kind of grayish area for now. And I even see you deviating from like maybe a group of people, a community, maybe a family system, and their rules. Maybe a sense of integrity that they've instilled in you. And you may even attract gossip because of that. You may even attract people talking about it. But you're going to be very gentle and soft with yourself. You're not going to judge yourself for it. The devil. For some of you, I'm really seeing you observing your addictions or like certain toxic habits from a place of neutrality, not judging yourself for them. Just being like, okay, I'm addicted to this thing, or I have a very toxic habit here. Let me just observe it. How do I reframe it? How do I reconstruct it? How do I reimagine it? Reimagine what this addiction actually means. Rather than, oh, it's so bad that I'm so addicted to this thing. It's so bad that this toxic thing, I cannot quit it. I cannot stop it. What if I just let myself look at it from a perspective of, like, I'm almost getting used to, like, it's funny because what I'm getting is you sitting down. Maybe this is a good exercise for someone here. Um, Having a conversation with your addiction or your toxic habit. Like having a conversation with it and being like, what is it that you actually want to tell me? And it's not from a place of judgment or shame. You're not being like, what do you want? It's more like, okay, let's have a conversation. What are you trying to tell me here? Because I'm not understanding. You're so gentle with yourself for the rest of 2023, and you won't let anyone else shame you for being so gentle with yourself. You're very patient with yourself for the rest of 2023. You're like, even if I figure out nothing by the end of 2023, I'm still going to be gentle with myself and give myself time. I deserve time. I deserve care from myself. I deserve softness. Wheel of Fortune. But you are going to figure it out. Because when you stop shaming yourself that you can't figure it out and just go, okay, I'm going to figure it out as long as it takes, you figure it out. Three major arcana for you, by the way. And the Five of Cups. I actually feel like whatever this is, if you are someone who's like working on overcoming an addiction or like a toxic habit of some kind, you might actually mentor people in how to do it in the future. There's something around that here. But just in general, I feel like the next 6 months are really important for this group on like a bigger scale. Again, I'm really getting you. I don't think you're gonna do an awful lot in the next 6 months. You're not gonna change an awful lot. Like as in you're not gonna change anything practically. You're not gonna be like, okay, I'm making changes. Like it's all gonna be very within. There's a lot of observation. There's a lot of observation. There's a lot of like, why did that person say that about me? Interesting. Oh, I do this every day, but I never noticed this about this thing that I do every day. That's interesting. It's like a very profound level of mindfulness with everything that you've already been doing, everything you're already used to. Okay, I'm also getting Leo season is important But I'm also getting, so I'm getting Leo season and then November, December. Leo season, November, December. So there might be something that you really notice in Leo season, like there's something specific that you notice in Leo season, and you're like, ooh, I've spotted something very interesting here, but it adds up around November and December. Like, it's like first click, second click. I noticed it, and then it makes sense. It's like you're choosing to learn about what's already there when it comes to yourself. I also, like, I'm really getting you're allowing yourself not to make any decisions. This might, I don't know. This is going to be up to you. We all have free will. I'm not going to say that this is something you have to do. But I'm getting this energy of I am making no decisions. I'm not making any decisions for the rest of the year. I'm not making any decisions. I'm not making any changes. I'm not going to, like, this has a very strong surrendering energy, but I do feel like I'm not making any decisions. 9 of Cups. I keep hearing, what if I was just happy with everything that's already here? What if I challenged myself to be happy with everything that's already here in front of me right now? How would that look? Well, it would look the same, but how would it feel? Or maybe how, like, what do I need to do? It's not like a forcing sort of way where you're like, I need to make myself enjoy what I already have. Wow. It's not like that. It's like, what would it be like if I already enjoyed what's already here? Would I need a new set of rules? Is it the old rules that I've been experiencing? Is it the old rules that I'm used to that make me believe that I'm not enjoying what's already here? And it doesn't mean that you're gonna like enjoy every single, I think it naturally things will begin to shift and change. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. It's like when you decide like, what if I already liked everything that's in front of me? That's when things are gonna start shifting. What if I loved everything I'm already doing? Well, what if I adored everything I was already doing? I'm even getting like, if there are people like talking about you, again, this gossip card kind of jumps out at me from time to time throughout this reading. If there's people like talking about you, or you caught a whiff of people like saying things about you, and maybe some of it wasn't the nicest or whatever, you're like, what if I enjoyed that they were talking about me, but not in this like, yeah, I love it. I love that they're saying horrible things about me or whatever, or they're saying something unpleasant about me. It's more like, how can I gain value from this, I suppose? What gold can I pull out from the seemingly negative experience? And the seemingly positive experiences, are they truly that positive, or am I using them as a crutch? But it's like a very strong energy of nuance with you. And I do feel like the rest of 2023, you're just going to be like, what if I just continue doing what I'm doing? Let's say my life never changes. Let's say this is it. What if this is it? What if this is my life? What if this is exactly the life that I will live for the rest of my days? No change, nothing. What do I need to do, or how do I need to reframe in order to be in love with it? but it's like you're doing that in a very nuanced way, and a very soft, considerate, non-shaming sort of way towards yourself. I think you're even reframing shame, like you're reframing how how shame exists in your I was going to say how shame exists in your body. How shame exists in your body. Reframing how shame exists in your body. Embarrassment, how embarrassment exists in your body. I think it's going to be very hard to embarrass you by the end of the year. Maybe it already is. But I just feel like this is going to be a very soft 6 months for you. Full of nuance. Full of sand. That's all I have for you, group 3. Or group 2. Sorry, I'm thinking about group 3 because we're moving on to it. But group 2. Thank you so much. That was very interesting. That was a very interesting message. Whew. Okay, group 2 done. We're going to move on to group 3 now. I haven't done a reading on my YouTube in so long. It feels so strange to do one for YouTube, and especially on a live. But it's nice. If you want to check out my Patreon, if you want to see more pick a card readings by me, I have them on my Patreon. The link is in the description box. But for now, I think I'm not going to be doing that much with my YouTube channel, if I'm honest. I'm just kind of focused on other things, you know? Okay, we're going to get into group 3 now. Let's clear out. Goodbye, group 2. Goodbye. Okay, group 3. Okay, so group 3, let's have a look. The rest of 2023 for group 3. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, God, it's a party vibe here. Okay, let's go group 3. We've got sharks, swim away from this situation. Third house. Messiah. Who you trying to save, group 3? Who you trying to save? Frog spirit, clear out the clutter. Who you trying to save? Are you trying to save someone, group 3? Be honest. Who you trying to save? Fertility, watermelon. Crystal waterfalls, clear your mind. Oh my God, clear out the clutter, clear your mind. Healing, cleansing, recharging. Well, I'm getting a very strong message for group 3. I am getting an energy of you trying to save certain people or help certain people that cannot be helped. Cannot be helped. For some of you, this could be siblings or like people you grew up with. And it's kind of like maybe you were able to move on from certain things that they can't. But it doesn't have to be specifically siblings or people you grew up with, but it's just... You need to be careful of trying to save people for the rest of the year. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Because you're in a very fertile energy. I think you could achieve a lot right now. I actually think you're in a very abundant energy for the rest of the year, but there's a risk of you wasting all of that abundance on people who don't even want to be helped. I'm getting this kind of need to really be very honest with yourself. Very sharp, very I'm hearing cutthroat on why you really want to help certain people. And I think for some of you, this could be like a parent. Like maybe that's the difficult. Hi, Alice. Nice to see you. This is group 3 of the 3 groups for the rest of 2023. This video is going to be saved, so you'll be able to rewatch the video if you're pulled to any of the other groups, but we're in group 3 right now. But as I was saying, I feel like for some of you, this could even be a parent, and you're trying to like save this parent from themselves. You're trying to save this person, whoever this person is. For some of you, it could be a partner. And I just cannot stress, you're in such a fertile, abundant energy right now. You could go and achieve so much right now, group 3. Like, I think if you utilize this fertility, this abundance correctly in the next 6 months, you will be able to produce and create so much. I think you'd be able to learn so much. You're in this energy where you can cultivate a lot, and a lot of very high quality things. Be careful not to waste this energy on someone you're hoping to save from themselves. For some of you, it could be like a relationship that maybe you're just in this energy of like, I could help this person. I could really help them see like the right way to go. Like, I know I could be really good. I'm getting like, I could be so good for this person. Your guides are saying, do you really want to use it? It's not about, listen, let me level with you, group 3. It's not about that you shouldn't do it. It's not that you shouldn't do it. It's not that you shouldn't help this person. It's more a question of, is that truly what you want to use your abundant energy on? If it is, then fine. But I think for a lot of you, if you were very honest with yourself, you would say, no, I don't. I don't want to use it on this person. I want to use it on me or on someone else who maybe will appreciate it more, or maybe will actually want the help that I'm giving them, like actually utilize the help that I'm giving them. I think there's someone that you almost need rest from, like a person that you need rest from. Just be careful. Like, I really do feel like, especially if there is a person that you've been like chasing, whether it is a romantic partner or a parent or a sibling or whoever, a friend, be careful. I don't think these cards are saying don't do it at all, as in don't help them at all. But there's a need to be more, like, almost less readily available with it, and more pulled back, and maybe checking in with yourself every time and being like, wait a second, do I actually want to? Because I almost feel like whenever you're in this amazing abundant energy, this person comes in, it's like this person can sense it, and they come in and they're like, feed me, feed me. And you're like, oh my God, you need help. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. So I think there's going to be almost like a test. There's going to be almost like a test in the second half of this year with this person. And your guides are just saying, it's not that you can fail or pass this test in a sense even. It's more like, it's a test for you. It's for you to test it out. How much do I actually want to give this person? Am I giving more than I'm willing to give to this person? Am I helping more than I'm willing to help this person? There is a little bit of a warning against self-sacrifice is what I'm getting. But on the other hand, I don't want to just focus on this message. I also want to focus on the fact that for the rest of the year, group 3, you are juicy with energy. You are powered up. You have a lot of energy. You have a lot that you're cultivating. You're able to cultivate and create and reach far and wide with your energy. And that is incredible. I'm especially getting, if there's some sort of message that you want to communicate to the collective, to your community, to a larger group of people, I'm especially hearing this summer, so like right now, but I'm also getting for the rest of 2023, this is your ultimate time to communicate this message. Your energy is able to stretch very far right now. Like I keep getting this very like stretchy energy. You're very stretchy right now. And I think this stretchiness is really like you're so expanded that I feel like at a certain point, I think you're going to feel so strong that you're going to think like, of course, I can give so much to this person. Oh my God, look at all the energy I have. Look how far I've stretched. Look how amazing this is. Like I can give this energy to this person 100%. And then they come in and they like latch onto you and they just, and you don't even notice. You're like, what I thought I had so much energy. Where did it all go? Like all of a sudden they zapped me. They're like a mosquito. So just be careful with that. Something that may feel like almost never ending well or oasis or like, I don't know, like a never ending source or stream of power or energy. You might be surprised how quickly it gets zapped by this person. I think this is someone who has a certain level of power when it comes to zapping you off your energy. It's like you may even sometimes think like, oh, this time I can handle them. This time I can do it. And it's not to say that you'll never be able to handle them or you'll never be able to help them with like a boundary setting where you're like, oh, that's quite enough. I give you help. You're not going to zap me anymore. That's it. But there is an element of just like, if you're unsure even for a second that you can handle this person, if you're unsure even for a second that this person's not going to zap you of all of your energy, reconsider maybe helping them at all or being there for them at all in a certain sense. Because I feel like they've already taken enough is kind of the message that I'm getting from these cards. Okay. But I'm also seeing this as an overall energy as well. I do feel like there's a specific person, but I feel like for a lot of you, just the general message of this reading is also watch out. People might latch on just in general and be like, oh, can you help me? Can you help me? There's a neediness that people feel needy towards you is what I'm feeling. Like maybe this is kind of like a karmic cycle that you go through. Where people think you're gonna help them or save them and they become very needy with you. And this neediness just drains you and zaps you. So I think you're learning about it. You're really learning about it, group 3. But I think for the rest of this year, what you're gonna have to do is like become aware of that to like a new level. The Lovers. I think you are going to become more conscious of it. The Lovers. I think some of you are going to I think this is going to be a big choice to either cut this person, the specific person that I was getting, either like cut them out from your life completely and just be like, you can't come back into my life, or it's still going to be a difficult choice to like not see them as often, not talk to them as often, not be around them as often, or maybe cut off some sort of help. I'm even getting some of you, like, I don't know if this will resonate for anyone, but I am getting, it's like I'm getting a parent cutting a child off. Like, I'm kind of getting a parent who's like, maybe has a kid who's, I don't know, in their 20s or something like that. And the parent decides to cut the child off. And it's not just, it's because they're exhausted, they're depleted, but also because the child could use that as a lesson. Like, the child will do better if they're cut off. Like, I feel like, I don't know who this person is to you in this lifetime, but I feel like maybe I'm kind of going into past life energy here with this group now. There's something that feels, and like past lives, I see past lives very differently. I don't even like calling them past lives, because I think all lives exist at the same time currently. All lives are existing right now. But the life that you are connected to somewhere, so let's just call it a past life. I feel like whoever this person is, they were either your child in a past life, but they were like a child who never became independent from you, like never left you, and kind of just kept feeding on you, like almost like parasite energy. Or they were in some sort of way dependent on you in a past life. Dependent on you, but it's like they didn't need to be dependent on you. They just were, because they were addicted to being dependent on you in a sense. Eight of Cups. I think you're going to make a difficult decision to move on from a certain person, or at least create a distance between you and them. But it's going to bring you to abundance. It's like, it's not even going to bring you to abundance. You are abundant. You are abundant. You're already abundance. It's just going to help you retain your abundance that this person otherwise sucks out of you. And you're going to move towards success. You know what's funny? I feel like as soon as this person, like that boundary is set, whether you decide to cut them off completely or you decide to create a distance, I just really get this energy, like, whoop, all of a sudden you've gotten a promotion. Boop, all of a sudden things are working out in this area of your life. Boop, your project takes off. It's like everything just starts working out as soon as you put that boundary up, as soon as you set that distance up, as soon as you leave this person behind or make that choice. I'm not saying that you have to. Again, this is going to be a unique situation for everyone. This is going to, there's going to be levels to this. For some of you, it's going to be like, yes, I need to cut this person off 100%. For others of you, it's like, no, but I know that, I can't be seeing this person as often anymore. They drain me or something like that. Like, you're just going to see an uptake in your success, and you're going to recognize it's not that I wasn't doing enough towards my success. It's that I wasn't channeling enough energy towards my success. I'm almost getting like you were doing things towards your success, like practically moving your body, setting up tasks, doing up chores, but your energy was always with this person. Your energy was always with them. You were technically doing things, but your energy was with them. And doing things without energy, it's nothing. It's waste. if you're not intending, if you're not charging something with energy. That's why, like, sometimes I don't want to do a reading on this channel, because sometimes I am not even intending the energy. Like, if sometimes I'm doing a reading, I'm not even like like this live, I'm intending the energy into the reading. I am, I'm like really connecting the energy to the reading. But there are readings where I wouldn't even do that, right? And I hate it when I hate that. I hate that. I want to intend the energy into the reading. I want to read with a lot of intention. So maybe you were really working towards success. You were really working towards a promotion. You were really working towards this. But all your intention was with, I almost said with your mother. Okay. But like with someone else. All your intention was, intention was over there. You're doing things here, but your energetic body's like, what's there? Oh, they need help again? You know what I mean? It's like you were split physically and intentionally, energetically. And now it's like you're finally going to put it all in one. And it's going to, and I think all the practical things that you've done all up until this point are going to connect with the energy, and you're going to go, and you're going to get shit done. I think you're going to, okay, free will, providing you do this, providing you set that boundary, you cut that person off, or you create that distance, providing you do that, there's a lot of success waiting for you at the end of this year, or towards the beginning of next year. Because you're finally going to match the practical with the intention, and not just doing the practical. So the only thing then is just to not find a replacement for that person who was taking the energy from you before. Because I think that's another thing. It's like, you might set a boundary with one person who is like trying to get your energy, and another person comes to take their place. You have to keep doing it, But I'm getting like, this person is affecting your success. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. It doesn't mean that they're badly intentioned themselves. I feel like they're doing this unconsciously. Whoever this person is, they're doing it unconsciously. They're not doing it on purpose. 4 of Wands. The Hanged Man. Whatever has been feeling stuck, as soon as you do this, I really feel like, especially after you do this, it might be important to do some sort of cleansing. Maybe even take a break, like take some time off, like take a week off, take, I don't know, a month off for some of you maybe. And we've got the Hierophant. I think you're going to need a set for a lot of you. This is not about cutting a person off completely. Like, I really feel like for majority of you, this is actually not cutting this person off completely. I think for the majority of you, this is going to be about setting a very strong set of rules, conditions, even terms and conditions. I'm hearing terms and conditions. Like, these are my terms and conditions. If you want to maintain a relationship with me, these are my terms and conditions. If you cannot keep these, this has to like come to an end. And I think that also has something to do with you having terms and conditions with yourself. I'm also hearing keeping a promise to yourself. So I feel like you've promised yourself something. Maybe it's like you set a resolution at the beginning of this year or something like that. But I'm getting you made a promise to yourself. Whether it was at the beginning of this year or it was at some other time. But there's like a promise that you've made to yourself that the universe is like, you're going to have to keep the promise to yourself. You know that, right? So whatever promise you've made to yourself, group 3, the time has come to keep it. That's what I'm literally hearing. What is this promise? There's something very about persevering, about like making sure something gets carried on. Like I'm really getting like making sure that you'll carry something on, or like you might like maybe even like I'll do this for my ancestors, or I'll do this for my grandparents or something like that. Like I don't know why I'm getting this energy of like that something gets carried on. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but maybe it'll resonate for someone watching. Like maybe you made a promise to yourself that you were going to carry something on it. I don't know. I'm going to carry this on. That's a very big message that's coming through. But I feel like there's some sort of a promise that you've made to yourself, especially for those of you that made a promise to yourself or some sort of resolution to yourself at the beginning of this year, that now, like as you're watching this reading, whenever you're watching this reading, but like those of you that are on the live right now, I feel like that's a very apt energy right now. Whatever that promise or that resolution was at the beginning of the year, the time to fulfill that promise, that resolution is now. And this person is not helping you keep that promise to yourself. And your guides and your ancestors are very serious about it. They're very serious about you keeping this promise to yourself or carrying on with this resolution. It's time to stop, because it's funny, we've got this Messiah, but we also got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is a sacrifice. Like there's almost like a self-sacrificial energy that I'm getting here. Another thing here with the Messiah, the shadow attribute is exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. One thing that I'm getting from your guides, I'm like channeling this very intensely. Please don't take offense to this, but this is how I'm channeling this. How big-headed of you to assume that this person couldn't possibly survive without you. You are not what's going to save this person. And the help that you keep giving this person, it's no help at all anymore. It's a crutch. It's a crutch. I think I don't know why I'm getting, there's a really important message that you have to convey to the collective or to some sort of community or within your career. And it's time for you to actually do it. And you need full concentration for that on yourself, not on this person. You need to intend to keep going with something you promised to yourself again. Okay, I feel like the messages are repeating themselves now. So I'm going to leave that here, group 3. And with that, we conclude the overall reading for the rest of 2023. Thank you so much for joining me on this live, whoever did join and whoever's watching after. Thank you as well. But I'm going to leave that here. That was a lot of channeling, actually. Let me read the comment. My working group is full and my team does not need me and will send me to other group. I feel sad. I don't know why. Manager. Oh, you said, could you explain why? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be doing any extra readings like on top of what I've already done. I'm just doing the live readings. Okay. Okay. I think, I don't know why I'm still on. I should go. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. All the best. Good night, good morning, good day. I don't know where you are, where you're watching it from, but thank you so much. And I'll see you whenever I do a live again. Or if ever. Who knows? Bye.